Welcome back, guys. Today is December 4th, 2017, and today was day 39 of my paper trading account. As you guys know, I haven't really posted any video for past couple weeks, just due to some technical issues with my screen recorder platform. So now I'm kind of back. I'm gonna be from now on making videos on my Mac. There's already installed QuickTime QuickTime player that I can use for screen recording. I didn't know that before. Plus you get the webcam feature on it, so it's nice. I'll be using that, and this way, I still get the Questrade platform on my MacBook, and I can, go over my trades and recap them, and then also, this way I can also show you guys my P&L, my monthly tracker, my daily tracker, and so on. So that's how I'm going to be making videos from now on until I find a different solution or something that might work better for me. But this is great for now. I kind of did a test run on it. Hopefully the sound quality and everything is good. But yeah, let's get into it. So November was a great month for me and my paper trading account. I managed to kind of have a very consistent month. As you guys can see just on the screen here, a lot of green days versus red days, and we'll kind of go back in October because I've actually never done this before. So going back in October, we can see the comparison between the daily or the monthly profit loss versus in November. It's so much more cleaner. A lot of green days, closed the week almost every week green except this one, and this was the biggest loss I had on that day, $3,920 loss. And that it took me a while to kind of get back on the train and get back in the driver's seat and get out of that hole. But that really pushed me back. Before this, I believe I was up about almost 2,000 on my paper trading account. I was in profit of 2,000, and then I had that day and it pushed me back. And then I had to climb back up, and as you guys can see, I managed to climb back up and close the month green, so which was nice. And a very interesting fact here, that most of my red days in November, or all my red days in November, were on Thursday, except this is the exception. But all these Thursdays, for some reason, I just couldn't close green. Every Thursday I just had a bad trading day, but that's fine. That was in November, and in December it'll probably be something different, or whatever the case might be. And I don't know why this was, and it's funny. So looking at it, as you guys can see, again, closing the month up 1,020, and this was my goals basically. As you guys can see here, my monthly goal was 3,000, which I didn't meet. And my weekly goal was 750. This week I met it, this week I almost met it, and then these 2 weeks I didn't. Plus this week, I was down, but my weekly max loss is 300, and as you guys can see, that didn't really pan out. I was down almost 4 times or almost 5 times my weekly max loss. So that wasn't the greatest trading day. And also with my daily losses, you guys can see, except this day, most of my daily losses were more than 100. And that's fine, because now I am trading with bigger size, and I am taking a bit more position, share size position, and I'm trading a bit aggressive, especially in November. This week, the first 2 days over here, I noticed that the markets were really hot, and then I decided to go super aggressive on this Thursday, and that's where I lost. But then Friday, I went aggressive, but then I waited for a quality setup, and that's where I made most of my money on Friday. And then the rest was basically just, as you guys can see, most of my green days, the good green days that I have, are the ones where I kind of took a very, very nice setup, my go-to strategy, and I executed it nicely, and that's where the big days came in. And you know what, that's I've learned what I learned from my November trading was that hey, I'm gonna run into these issues, and I'm gonna have problems. The best thing I can do is continue grinding and continue learning even with this loss, I mean, I learned a great lesson. Although I lost 39.20, I learned that sometimes being aggressive is okay, and some days you have to be careful. And even if you are being aggressive on a day where you should have been careful, you still need to know your size, you still need to know your max loss, and so on. I mean, this day, I just let it get away too much from me, and and that's what happened. And I noticed that I was doing a lot of revenge trading. I was I was sticking to my plans. I was just kind of all over the place. So that's for November. We won't get too much into the trades in November today. I'm just gonna I just wanted to show you guys, and just a little quick run here with these colors. So obviously red and green is pretty self-explanatory, and then these ones, this light brown is the days that I take off, and then this is neutral. I mean, I don't have a red day or a green day. I traded, but either I broke even or I just didn't make any trade. But I was in front of my computer looking for a trade. And then obviously Thursday the 23rd was Thanksgiving, and the markets were closed, and that's why you guys you see a bunch of brown here, and the black is just because I took the week off, the remainder of the week, because Thursday or Tuesday, sorry, the markets were really kind of dry for me. I didn't really see anything, so then I just decided to take Wednesday and Friday off as well, just to be on the safe side. And then I came right back in the green here. And then Thursday, again, for some reason Thursdays weren't my day, and then I ended up giving my Monday's profits back. But it still managed to close the week up, and it still managed to close the month up despite this huge loss here. So very happy about that. Now looking at December, we just about 2 days into December trading, and I'm already up about 200 on the month, and we only had 2 trading days so far, so averaging about 100 a day, I guess. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Today only $40, and we'll go over the trades today. Kind of missed out on some opportunity, and then I tried I tried playing it safe, I guess, and I wasn't sure, especially after Friday, and last week was kind of slow, and even this morning there weren't a lot of gapper in my gap scan. There weren't a lot of names that were coming up, and I don't have the high of day momentum scanners or anything right now, so usually I'll just go off my chat room if somebody mentions something in there, or I'll go off Twitter alert if somebody talks about a stock that people that I follow, and they'll say, hey, this is a halted, or this looks good, or so on. I'll pull it up and I'll wait for a setup that I can spot a good entry point, and I'll try to get in. So that's what happened today. We'll go over the trades here, and just want to bring up first thing. Let me just bring up my account Twitter here, so you guys can see my profit loss from today. And by the way, guys, if you guys do watch these videos, go ahead to my Twitter channel here at GladiatorTrader. I usually, as you guys can see, I post my daily P&L on my Twitter. So this way, even if I'm not making a video, this is from last Tuesday, as you guys can see, no trade, or not last Tuesday, the Tuesday before that, sorry. And basically, yeah, as you guys can see, I post all my P&Ls on Twitter. I'm not super active. I should be more active on there, but I post all my wins, and then I also post all my losses. This is from last Thursday. And yeah, so definitely check it out. I'll usually sometimes I'll give kind of alerts to I'll say, like, been watching this out of heavy health, managing risk on it seemed very difficult, so I stayed away. Now halted on the way down. We'll look for an opportunity during this pullback. Obviously I didn't take any I didn't see any opportunity. I didn't really get into it, and we'll go over that trade right now. But definitely head over to my Twitter and check it out. And then today, this is the trades from today, and as you guys can see, all my entry and exits. RIOT was my first trade, and we'll go over that right now. So right over here, as you guys can see, RIOT was the first trade of the day, right out of the markets, right out of the gates. Pre-market, it's kind of started spiking up here, and this is a stock that's been running for quite some time. And I'll just move this over here. So as you guys can see, this stock has been spiking up for quite some time. Went from the 8s all the way up to 24s, and then pulled back, and then now we're in the basically on this bounce play, and that's what I was kind of looking for today on it. And I just didn't get the type of setup I was looking on it, but it still managed to take some part of the move right out of the gates here on it. So pre-market, as you guys can see, started spiking up. So as the market was about to close to being open, I was watching it, and it opened up and it pulled back, and then as it started coming up, and it went green on the day, past this, it opened up at 1633. So as soon as it got past that, I was more interested in watching it, but I wanted to see if it'll basically get over, because it was already over the 16 level. I was waiting to see if it'll get over the $half mark, and that's where I jumped in. I jumped in right at 1650, and I sold, actually I top ticked it on this candle here. I believe it was this candle right here. I top ticked it at 1669. I think that's the top of this candle here. Let me just see. 1669, yeah, that was it. And the reason I got out is because at that time I didn't know. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh well, I knew this was the exit point and so on and so on. The only reason I got out actually was this candle right here, this one. That's where I got out. The only reason I got out is because of this wick. So it got up to 1669. And obviously, pre-market, as you can see, that was some sort of resistance mark. Right over here, it touched 1668, 1669, and then also back here, it touched 1670. So just around that area, and also this candle right here. So just around that area seemed to be some sort of resistance, some sort of wall. And how I noticed it is because I was watching level 2. Now, on my platform, on my paper trading account, the platform I use for trading, I can't really see the pre-market. So I actually did not know that there was some resistance there. What I noticed was as this candle popped up, got up to 1669, that was the high. This one touches 1669 again, and that's when I was kind of like, well, it's kind of double topped. This candle right here, I was looking to basically get out in this move right here, but as soon as this candle opened, it popped over, and as soon as it got back over that 1668, and as you guys can see actually right here, I tried getting out at 1662, I tried getting out at 1668, just wouldn't fill, and then I finally ended up getting out at 1669. So I was trying to get out somewhere around this area right here. Luckily, I got filled out at this, I believe it was for sure this candle here at 1669, as it made a quick move over the 1670, and then it popped right back down. So a very, very good sell by me, and I was very happy with that trade. Kind of knew why I was getting in, getting in on this $half move, and then as I started noticing some some sellers, some weakness, I decided to bail out and sold my position. So I was very happy about that. Next trade was ASTC, and that was from my chat room. Somebody mentioned it, so I pulled it up, and I was watching it. I kind of saw it pre-market too. It had gapped up, but as soon as the market opened, it started spiking up. And once I was out of my RIOT trade, I pulled this up. Obviously I missed most of the move up. Good entry. The first good entry would have been right here. I'll show you guys where I would have looked to got it in is right there at this level right here on the break of can't even see what that is, but let's put it like this. So right here, around here somewhere, I would have loved to gotten in at 416 if I was watching it as if I wasn't in RIOT at that time, or if I was free watching this, I would have loved to get in right here on this candle right here as it got over this high of this candle is 415. Yeah, so 416 would have been my entry point, and then look for a move, and this went all the way up to 447. So that would have been an awesome move right there. But obviously I missed that, and then when I pulled it up, it was basically just around here, and I didn't want to get in anywhere here. Even on the break of this 450 level right here, I think it was, I would not want to get in right there. I'm just gonna move this down here, sorry, just so I can see the price levels. So right here, I would have looked to gotten in on the break of 450, but just because it was already so high up, I didn't feel comfortable getting in there, so I kind of stayed away from it. So where I ended up jumping in was right over here at 438 on this candle right here. As it pulled back, the first candle to make a new high, I jumped in. Now obviously, this was basically the third pullback, and it wasn't that strong because as soon as I jumped in, it got pushed back. I held through it, and in hindsight, it worked out, but it wasn't the safest play, because I held through it, because as you guys can see, this candle right here, although it looks pretty small, but it went, the high was 434, the low was 410. So me getting in at 438 and then this candle touching 410, you know, that's almost 40 cents or 30 cents drop. And you know, I was in with 1,000 shares. You know, I'm almost down $300 there. But you know, for some, you know, I held through it. I was, you know, I figured it still had strength. You know, just because buyers were still coming in, and as this candle got pushed up, I held through it. And then this candle right here, it got up to the high was 445. It got up to 445, and then I started seeing some pressure. Selling pressure started coming in and started going down, and I bailed out at 434, cutting my loss. You know, only losing $40 on that trade. And then, as you guys can see, kind of held through that. I mean, even if I did held through it, I probably would have sold somewhere in the 440s, right over on this candle, maybe 442, 441, something like that. Just because, as you guys can see, I was touching this 445 level, and it couldn't break through. And then we got this you know, washout here. And then you know, later in the day though, this stock started really ripping. You know, ended up breaking the high of day, making a new high, and then did this little U shape breakout there. But you know, I just didn't trade any of that. I was okay with 2 trades. I just didn't get the, you know, the right opportunity on either one of them. RIOT was a great trade. I'm not you know, not worried about that at all. I think that was a beautiful trade on my part. This one also, you know, this one could have worked out. As you guys can see, it did end up going higher. It wasn't ready to go higher at that time. And a good entry probably would have been, you know, right over here if I didn't want to jump in again, as this little W shape kind of, you know, popped over this 445 level. You know, jumping in over this 445, you know, selling maybe in the 490s would have been a good play. But you know, I missed that. Wasn't maybe I think I was watching something else. I was watching PXS at that time. Looking at PXS, you know, amazing move on that today. Massive run up, you know, all the way from 5s up to 12s. You know, I missed it out of the halts couple time. Very first one was probably the best trade for me, would have been right over here at 611. So I'll zoom in here a little. So right over here, the stock got halted at you know, I guess 10:24 market time. Or was it? Let me see. So for those who traded today should know, this stock halted like a bunch of times today, like 3-4 times going up and then a couple of times coming down. But I think the first halt was around here somewhere, right here actually. Yeah, this one right here. This was the first halt. It got halted at 9:45, opened up at 9:50. And you know, I tried trading that. I tried jumping in the 5, I think it was like 560. I tried jumping in, didn't go through, and then it popped right over. Let me pull up my orders here. We'll go over it. ASTC, no, PXC. So yeah, the first one I tried jumping in was 581, and so right over here somewhere. I'll move this down. So 581 right over here. I tried jumping in, but it popped over to 615 pretty fast, and then I canceled my order as it came back down. If I didn't get in, you know, on out of the halts, what I look for is if I don't get in right away, as soon as the halt opens and it moves up, because I'm looking for that quick scalp. I'm not looking to hold it. So if I don't get in on the move up, then I'm just cancel my order, because I don't want to get filled down on the way down, right? Because that's not the way. That's not what you want. So I missed that, and then it kind of went sideways, wasn't doing much, and then it started popping again right here. And I believe it was another halt right here somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Because my second order, as you guys can see here, was 611. Right, 611. I tried jumping in with 1,000 shares, and basically came out of the halt. It opened up. I think it was somewhere here. Let me see the time on it. PXS 611, 1024. Yeah, it was right over here, right on this candle. So it got halted. I don't know why it's not showing the halt here, but it got halted right here. It opened up. I tried jumping in at 611. It popped over and since I didn't get in the first try, I canceled my order. But the funny thing was the low of this candle was 611. So if I would have probably left my order out, I probably would have gotten filled. And then as you guys can see, it went all the way up basically to the high of 1182. Just kept grinding up, and then there was some other halts. There was a halt here, there was a halt here, and I think there was also a halt here. Yeah, there was a halt here as well. I don't know why this halt is not showing, but there was also a halt here that I tried jumping in, didn't get in. And then my last attempt was at 975, at the price level 975, around 1003, 1103, somewhere here. I think as it was coming down, I tried getting in again, and I just didn't get filled on that either. Or sorry, right here somewhere I tried jumping in, and I just didn't get that fill that I was looking for. Right here, I think it was 975. Yeah, because the high of this, yeah, it was somewhere here. I can't remember exactly, but I tried jumping in on that too, and I just didn't get filled, so I canceled my order. And then I just didn't attempt to trade it again. I tried 3 times jumping in, wouldn't get filled right away. Canceled my order. 611, if I would have left it out, I probably would have gone filled, and then it would have been a nice move up. But it was a very unpredictable, and as I mentioned on my my Twitter feed earlier this morning, I said, you know what, you can't manage risk on trades like these when they go from when they move 6 to 7 within a minute, and then they go 7 to 650 or 630, and then they pop right back up, and it becomes super unpredictable, and you just can't really trade that. So that being said, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and we'll continue tomorrow. I'll make more videos now just because I have this, and I'll be able to take advantage of it. So that's what I'm looking to do, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.